After being in several parts of the world, several cultures, and several landscapes and climates, I realized that there is something that's kind of universal to all of us, is that the way we can commit to each other towards a common purpose. I'm going to bring you here in the work that I'm now involved in, where I live in Kenya. And I'm going to show you this platform that's called Sarafu Network, where we can visualize what's actually going on in those communities, in those groups that decide to commit with each other and with the earth. What I realized in many of those different groups, communities I've been part of, is that sometimes we don't see all that's possible, and we don't see all that is happening amongst those groups. There's a huge wealth of knowledge. There's a huge wealth of depth into the relationship of what's happening. And there's many of those interactions building what we call here the economic commons of that whole system. And so I can briefly show you here an example of many different groups. Most of them are in Kenya, but more and more people over the world are also using this network to show what's being done. So I'm not, you can after look a little more precisely in that website, Sarafu Network. So here, that's the work we are doing with Grassroots Economic Foundation. This is all our groups over Kenya. There is 130 groups here that are showing all the work that they are doing on a weekly basis. And we are recreating economical models that are based on reciprocity, trust, and helping each other. There is a local practice here that's called Mueria, which is actually based on taking turns to help each other. Today, I welcome you to my house and we're going to work all together. Tomorrow, someone else will welcome us all together. And so we give back by giving our work to each other. And it's really huge what's creating in terms of wealth out of the economic, like out of the local currency system, right? And all those practices, they exist all over the world. I'm originally from northern France, and we would also do that there, helping each other when there was a big harvest, and we would go commit to each other to help each other in those moments. And if you look like in South America, we can hear the word minga. There are many words to define that. And we can also see that in the cooperative world, where people just put their asset, put their time, put their commitment together to bring a specific work. So here is the village. I'm going to click on one of those specific projects. This is the village where I live. We've developed a hub of 2.5 hectares, and we work with 60 of our neighbors based on those programs of helping each other. And here we report on all the practices that we do to repair the land, to attend what we need on our specific households, but also what needs to be fixed commonly in the village. And what we are doing in here, in what we call voucher, this system, we use the blockchain technology to track all those interactions, and every day it's growing and it's showing what's going on in a daily activity happening all over Kenya. This one is in our village, and what we are building here is certificates on on soil regeneration, for instance, or water regeneration as well. This is a water certificate where we can see in those reports in our village all that we are doing. And so those certificates, they're also embedded by those cultural practices of helping each other. the value of repairing the earth or repairing a road here or making some terracing, biomass management, even water retention landscape and erosion control around the village is embedded by the fact that we are doing that by helping each other. So the value of those certificates is really woven into the social soil that's really alive in our village, where we commit to each other, where we act like as nature does, supporting each other and seeing who has the better skills, what fits, better for this specific type of work. So yeah, basically that's what it is. And here I want to bring you also to a really beautiful visualization that reflects how, when people interact with each other, we can rebuild what looks similar to the mycelium network. So the life of the soil is the life of all those interactions, of all those us people committing to each other and interacting with each other on a daily basis.
We will head into our next speaker quite soon, but I wanted to ask you quickly, from all of these stories, years of work, what for you has been a particular learning? What have you learned about yourself, or what it means for activating our energy in each of us for this ecosystem restoration work?
Well, I would say that the most relevant for me to be realized that we have a range of action. We have, for me, it became really early. I saw my village degrading, the life of my village where I was born in Normandy degrading, the safety of that village degrading, the exchanges, the relationship. And I thought there should be other people that think that is wrong, that we should keep, those traditions alive, the connections alive, and the richness on a local setting together. And I just thought there might be other people doing it. And I found those people. And for me, it was a great revelation. It was like, yes, we have a range of motion. And it's true that we are in complex times, but there is a gap there where we can act, where we can, from this view, the positive view, show ourselves back and look for others. And I found those others, and I found them more and more. I've seen this movement growing for the last 20 years. There are more and more people active and more people willing to collaborate together, because that's the only way. The only way to do that is just by bringing our hearts and our hands to the earth together. And nature actually brought me to people. And yeah, so just realizing that we have the power to do something, and we all have talents and skills to bring to what is needed right now.